Hi, everybody. It's Shonda here, and I'm bringing us a channel message for the full moon in Aquarius. And the first thing that I was hearing Spirit and the ancestors say was under this full moon in Aquarius, let's also remember that we are still in the Lionsgate Portal. What does that mean, right? We got some potent energy on our side during this time, especially from now leading into August 12th. Okay. But the focus, the intention, and the energy, Spirit kept saying during this time and underneath this full moon to be specific, realize what patterns you keep finding yourself in and realize what patterns you keep participating in, right? So whether they're emotional patterns of you winding up in the same situation, the same conversation, the same circumstance, the same happening, and then you get mad because you feel like you didn't honor your intuition. You feel like you almost betrayed yourself, essentially, right? Spirit is like, instead of just participating in it and then you catching it, under this full moon, go ahead and take a moment to sit in observation. Go ahead to take a moment to sit in the tension that you've been dealing with, that you've been sitting in, and notice the patterns. It's time to notice the patterns so that, thank you, Spirit, so that you can do the work in real time instead of feeling like you keep getting caught in these patterns. And it's not until the situation or the circumstance is over that you be like, dang, did that just happen? Wait, hold up. All the puzzle pieces start getting put together, and that's only happening is because you don't slow down in the moment, before the moment, or going into the moment. You only slow down when your nervous system really starts to shoot into fight, flight, or freeze mode, or even fawn mode, right? So Spirit is like, under this full moon, observe these patterns so you can release them. Observe these patterns so you can start catching things in real time, handling things in real time so you can truly begin to let them go. Because in tandem, while we're in this Lionsgate portal, which is about our stepping more into, right, our courage and our bravery, but really doing it from a place of peace and from a place of joy and from a place of really internal strength, the strength that doesn't need to prove, a strength that doesn't need to prove your how big your roar is. You know it's there, and that's all that matters, right? So as we're releasing this patterns, also making room for this really inner strength to come and settle within you, this inner strength to give you peace, this inner strength to give you joy. But you got to catch the patterns in order for things to click a little bit faster than what you're used to. Spirit is trying to give you this gift of seeing things before they happen, or really just, thank you, Spirit, just catching stuff before it happens, right? So you can get out of these loops and out of these hamster wheels. Okay, so slow down, observe, take a moment. Maybe you do some journaling tonight or today underneath this full moon. What patterns have you seen yourself participating in lately? What patterns is your mind continuously going through that's exhausting you, that's wearing you out, that just feels like it's getting old and it's low key beneath you? Not low key, it's high key beneath you at this point. What patterns do you need to let go of? What patterns? What patterns? All I keep hearing is the patterns. Like, let go of the patterns. This full moon, especially during this Lionsgate portal, it is on our side, and it is giving us the energy and the confidence to finally really begin to sit with the reality of a lot of these patterns and actually begin to let them go. Okay. So thank you, Spirit. So what does that look like movement wise, right? If you're going to move your body today, go get you in like a power walk. Um, I just remembered today, like when I'm on a treadmill, I get the most amazing messages from Spirit when I'm on, like, and I'm not running. I'm not a runner like that, but I do like walking on a good old incline. Okay. I get some really good messages from Spirit when I'm on the treadmill. If you're doing some, nice, steady weightlifting, things that are going to make you feel steady within yourself, things that are going to make you observe what it is you're doing, having to really get out of your head and into your body so you can let your heart and your spirit speak to you. Okay. And be real with you. I also just heard that. And be real with you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So when we talking about herbs, I heard spirit. Right. Oh, okay. I didn't hear peppermint today. I know I love my peppermint, but I actually heard ginger, still things like what we got earlier this week when we got the channel message for the week, these spices, right? Ginger, turmeric. I even heard black pepper if you want to cook with like black pepper, things that are going to wake you up. Things that are going to get your attention. I just heard like cilantro, things that are going to wake you up, open your senses, wasabi. That's really going to open you up and get your attention, open your eyes, remove the illusions so you can catch the patterns, okay? Crystals, I immediately saw tiger's eye, not just for the bravery, the obvious reasons, but also because it still has this grounding property to ground you in your strength. Again, I really want to reiterate, and Spirit keeps trying to make sure I say, like, this isn't about this, like, roar type of courage and bravery. This isn't about you getting in somebody's face and trying to, like, prove that you about that life. Like, this is not that. This is not that. This is not that. This is you moving from a space of I know that I know that I know who I am, what I deserve, what I'm not going to tolerate. I clock that over there. Okay, bet. Let me move accordingly. Like this is about your courage being straight through your movement and through your actions. This is about you understanding that your voice is energy and when you speak, it's a gift. So no, everybody don't need to hear what you have to say because that's a gift. That's access. So you do need to think twice before you speak because that's also a strength. That's for that courage and that bravery that doesn't make you weak. It makes you knowing your value and your worth. And it lets you slow down and observe and to think before you open your mouth. Okay. Anything other than tiger's eye spirit? I heard black obsidian, right? Yep, thank you, black obsidian. These crystals that are really going to really help undo these emotional patterns, these deep kind of seated almost habitual patterns at this point. So tiger's eye, black obsidian. I saw a little black tourmaline, but spirit is really, really more so leaning towards a black obsidian, but it's kind of like use what you got type of thing. I also saw moonstone for anyone who needs to, and black moonstone for sure, for anyone who really needs to do any third eye and crown chakra energy center clearings so that you can really start to again cast out the illusion and see exactly what it is you're dealing with, what it is you're sitting in, and how it is you've been moving this entire time so that you can make those differences. All right, I really want to pull a chakra card out for us for this full moon. So 1 second, y'all. All right, spirit, what do you have for us? Ooh, okay. You cannot make this up, y'all. I swear to Moses. Okay. All right, we got solar plexus chakra, personal power. So these are our affirmations under this full moon with our Lionsgate sprinkled on top. Okay. I choose to be myself and to express my truth. I have a positive influence on the people and the situations around me. I allow my integrity and confidence to shine, which instills more confidence and belief in myself and then encourages others to have natural confidence in me. I do not allow my personal power to become egotistical, manipulative, or exploitative. Right. Spirit said it's just time to tap into your power. And it's time to tap into it from a space of an inner knowing and not a space of trying to get your way. Spirit is saying, this isn't, you always want to know You know the what, you know where you're going, but you always want to know the how. You always trying to get to the details and the micro details and what's the date, what the weather gonna be like, all these other things. And that stuff isn't up to you. That stuff isn't up to you. You know the what. You're co-creating your destiny. You're co-creating your reality. Your focus needs to be on you. You wanting to know the how is you trying to have control of the situation. So maybe also let go of some control under this full moon, releasing a pattern of you needing to control every single detail of how it's happening. You're limiting yourself from even being able to experience miracles when you're trying to control the how. You're not leaving room for spirit or your ancestors to even surprise you and to make it easier and to make it work out for your highest good in a much easier way that you couldn't even fathom, because you keep trying to control the how. You keep trying to control the narrative, because you doing that is still a way for you to guarantee you feeling safe. So you're saying that you trust spirit, but you're not moving like it. And what spirit is saying during this time, tap into your personal power. Focus on you. Focus on your courage. Focus on your inner knowing, your inner worth, your inner value, your patterns, the things you still need to let go of, the things you still need to work on. Because yes, you know what it is. Yes, you know where you're going. But you got to slow down enough to even realize if you built for that life. There's still wounds that need fine tuning. There's still mindsets that need to be fortified. So let the patterns go. Focus on you. Fortify your mind, your body, and your spirit, because you're going to get to the what. You're going to get to the vision. You're going to get to the dream. Release the patterns of wanting to control the narrative of the how. Release the patterns of all the relationships and circumstances you keep getting yourself stuck in, because they can't come where you're going. And you can't move like you're still moving now where you're going. Because if you do, you're going to self-sabotage the whole thing and you're going to have to start the whole process over. So under this full moon, really slow down, observe the patterns, begin the work, because it's not a one night full moon situation, but we do have the energy on our side to get some clarity around what they are and to begin the work and really begin to handle these things in real time. We're strong enough to do it, and we got this. All right. Happy full moon in Aquarius, y'all. If you need to go a little bit deeper and you want something a little bit more specific, click the link below or the link in my bio, wherever you're watching this. Book your own ancestral reading so you can get some really tailored to you guidance and advice and wisdom from your ancestors on how to continue to let go, how to continue to heal as you redo these patterns and reprogram your mind, your body, and your spirit. All right. Happy healing, and I'll see y'all next time.